This is the new Olight Baldr S Cerakote. Let's get into it. So included in the box you have your magnetic charging cable, and if you're unfamiliar with Olight, this is the cable that they provided. It has a built-in LED indicator for the charging status, but this one is special, and you can see that all the Baldr S as well as the PL minis and stuff come with this special one. So you're not able to use any of their other charging cables. The magnetism is reversed on it, the polarity. Also get the owner's manual. And then you're also going to get a 1913 rail adapter, as well as the one that's already installed, which is the Glock adapter. And then you have an Allen wrench for changing that out, as well as some replacement screws. So here it is. This is the Baldr S. Now if you're familiar with the Baldr S, there's nothing different about this one to the original Baldr S, besides the fact that it is now Cerakote, which is awesome because it is a much more durable finish, and it's just overall a higher quality product. So let's remove it from the Glock, and then let's go over all the features on it. Up top you do have your quick detach mount. You can see how easy that was to remove. You just flip this lever and then you can pop it on and pop it off with that. Here is your rail adapter. You can see the one in it is GL, that stands for Glock, and that means on the Gen 1 through 4 Glock pistols they use a slightly slimmer rail slot instead of a regular 1913 rail slot, which on the Gen 5 they did swap over. So if you're planning on putting this on a Gen 5 or any other gun, you want to swap it over. On the front you have your lens, and you can see it has a nice black bezel on the very front. That's a nice accent. And then below that you have your smooth reflector, and you also have the LED down there. And what you also see is that dot above that, and that is actually where the laser is emitted from. It's not a separate module on the bottom like a lot of other lights. It actually comes out from the front of the light right above the LED, which is super cool. On the bottom you do have a magnetic charging port. This is where your magnetic charging cable is going to connect. On the back you have your switch, so this is how you toggle between the different modes. So you have your light only, light and laser, and then laser only, and you can just flip this little switch to get into those different modes. On the side you have your windage and elevation adjustments up top here for adjusting the laser. On the other side you do have a battery low indicator. When the battery gets to a certain point, this will start to illuminate when you turn the light on. And then you also have your glide lock markings up here, so when you loosen this, to get this to fit on a large variety of weapons, they have this glide lock system, so you can move it forward and backward along the rail, and then when you find your spot you just clamp it down. Super cool. On the back you do have your ambidextrous switches, and these are momentary as well as constant on, and this is how you operate the light. So going over how to use this, it's super simple. Again, you do have glide lock, so if I wanted to move it all the way up, I can, or all the way back. I'm just going to put it right there on the front and then lock it down. Super simple again. And you have your switches on each side. So I'm going to put it into light only mode to demonstrate the two different modes. You have high beam, which is automatically what the light defaults into, and then double tap, it goes into low. Double tap again brings it back into high. Then moving it into the middle, light and laser combination, you can see that laser in the middle. I'm going to double tap into low so you can see that laser a lot more clearly, and that laser is really bright. It's daytime right now, but it's not hard to see at all. And then moving it all over to the right, you have your laser only mode, and if you just want to use the laser for targeting reasons, you can turn the light completely off and only run the laser, so that's pretty cool. Then we're going to just double tap that switch again to turn it off. Back into light only mode, I'm going to put back into high, and then showing you that this does have momentary on. If I hold the switch, when I let go, it will turn off. So that's also a really useful feature. So now I'm going to get into run times and brightness of the different modes. Light only, high, that is going to be 800 lumens, and out of a flashlight this size, 800 lumens is very impressive. That used to be the max that you could get out of like a full-size Streamlight TLR1 before they added the new HLs, but 800 lumens out of a light this small, that is still really impressive. Low mode is also going to be 100 lumens, so say you're inside, you don't want a super bright light that's going to blind you if you reflect off a bright wall, that's going to be useful for that. And in that full 800 lumen mode, it's going to run at 800 lumens for a minute continuously. Then it'll drop down to 37.5% of the original power, and it's going to run for an additional 39 minutes. After that, it'll drop down to 10% and then run until the battery is depleted. Or if you put it into low mode, it'll stay in that 100 lumen setting for a full 140 minutes. With the green laser on, it will affect it a very tiny bit. You're still going to get a full minute out of high, but it'll drop down to 32 minutes at 37.5% before dropping to 10%, so not a big change there. And then in low mode, it'll go from 140 minutes to 90 minutes, so there is a bit of a difference there, but still 90 minutes with the green laser on is pretty impressive. And speaking about the laser, the light also has has a throw of 130 meters in high, as well as 45 meters in low mode. It's also IPX4 waterproof rated, as well as 1 meter drop test rated. Dimensions, it's got 2.5 inch length, 1.4 inches in height, and 1.28 inches in width. It's also gonna weigh 95 grams. So let's go ahead and get this light outside at night and see how it does. Alright, so here we are at night with the Baldr S. It's going to be the same as the last couple lights that I've done as far as beam shape and intensity goes, but we're going to show it off anyways. Now, let's go ahead and enter high mode. And that thing is bright. And then also, this is in light only mode. I'm going to double tap it down into low. So there's low mode, and you can see that even in low mode, it's still plenty bright enough. It's going to save you that battery, and it's just going to be effective anyways. But if you want that extra power, you can go ahead and double tap it back into high mode. And let's go ahead and swap it to light and laser just by hitting that switch, and there it is. And you can see it's kind of, you can see that beam or that laser in the middle of the beam. It's hard to see on camera, but in person it's very bright and noticeable. Putting it back in low mode, it helps you see that on camera, and you can see that green laser is very bright. And to even more illustrate that, I'm going to pop it into laser only mode, and there is that green laser, and look how bright that thing is. Alright, now that we've tested out the light at night, I want to go over my final thoughts on the thing. It is a really impressive light. Again, this is not the first time I've reviewed the Baldr S. I have a couple other videos on it, as well as the BL and a couple different models. But this is the first time Olight is using Cerakote on their lights, and it's really cool to see that. Cerakote's a really high quality, durable finish, and I'm glad to finally be able to get that on some of their products. But overall on the light, if you've been holding off on getting a Baldr S or anything, now is the time to buy, because with that Cerakote, it's really just the perfect little small weapon light, especially if you're looking for a gun light with a laser built in. So if you want this, I will leave my affiliate link in the description, and you can go click that and also get 10% off of this light or anything else in the Olight web store besides the X9R using the coupon code APARMS. So if you like the video, be sure to hit like, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Again, go click that link and check out that coupon code. You'll get a good deal on this light or anything else you see there that you like. And thanks again for watching. See you later.